Hi, hello. So this was a piece I did. I thought since this is arch, let's go ahead and turn it around and do another painting on the backside, because why not? First off, we've saved paper, and second off, the front, I like it, but I don't love it. So if I don't love it, I will often use the backside of a painting for another painting. And I highly recommend you do it too, especially if you're don't like to waste paper or concerned. I have the feeling like I will waste paper if I paint. This way it kind of takes the pressure off and lets you just go for it. I am taping top of my paper and each side of my paper, and I do reuse my tape, so yes, it is dirty looking. And let's see, shall we go wet on wet or wet on dry? Let's just go wet on dry. Since our paper is so small, it doesn't necessarily matter. And we'll grab a random brush. This is a calligraphy brush, and let's just dive in with some, I'm thinking we'll go purple skies here. So let's grab some purple, and see, it does have a little bit of other color in my paintbrush, and that's okay with me. I actually kind of love those little happy dirty extra markings. They don't bother me at all. Some people are bothered by them. If you are, just wash your brush. I don't wash my brush as often as I probably could. I also don't mind dipping in other colors. I go back forth from water to color and paint again. So that is all okay with me. Again, though, if it's not something you enjoy, definitely rinse off and clean your brush off. So I am just doing a quick sky, quick purples and pinks, and maybe we'll drop in some more darker colors too. Maybe bring in some clouds, maybe some moodier colors over these corners here. And really, I'm just playing with color. I'm not being particular. I'm not trying to mimic anything. I don't have a reference photo that I'm looking at. I'm just letting things kind of happen. And let's try kind of an out-of-the-box color. Let's go with something, maybe a sand color. I had a friend ask tonight if I use this color and if I thought it was a must-have. It's a handmade paint color by Masha. And yes, 100% it's a must-have color. And let me grab some of her orange. Her orange that I really like is called Flame. It's a granulating color, and I just want to sweep it in. Let's grab some brown. I have a moody brown of hers. Let's make sure I'm using the right color. Yes, oh, wait, let me see. Moody brown is this one right here. Okay, and then let's grab our orange again. Let's grab some sand and maybe some yellow. It's always a good idea to get some yellow in there and just play with colors. You can't really mess up, and if you do, it's just paper. You can start over. You can keep pushing until you decide what you like. Okay, then we can even go in here and drop some greenish colors in here if we want to. We don't have to, only if we want to. We can grab a little bit of a tree bark color, which is a greeny brown, and we can just drop some of that in here. We can do anything we want. Then what we can do is we can also drop some color up by this horizon and let it kind of bleed its way into the sky. We can force it with a little bit of water if we like to. We don't have to, because that will mess with the paints and it will do funky things, and some people don't love that. But you do what you like, right? So if you do this, you get kind of a fun tree line there. And you can take a little bit of more water and a little bit more paint and maybe just do some little lines, little clumps, little clusters of things, just dropping in color. You can go back and Grab your orange again, add some more orange down in here. Maybe swoop it, maybe blop it, maybe dap it, you know, all these different things you can try. Rinse off your brush maybe. Maybe you'll want to kind of, you know, sweep those colors in a little bit more so they're not just hanging out. Maybe you'll want to take something sharp, like say a palette knife or just a sharp little tool, and you can etch some lines in there. I'm not ready to do that quite yet, so let's play with some more colors. Let's see what we get here first. I'm going to take some more tree bark, and I am going to put it in a sturdy palette, which already has some blue, and I don't usually mind that much, so I'm not particular about cleaning out my palettes. If you are, that's fine too. It all works. Whatever works for you is the best way, right? Whatever is most relaxing, comforting, whatever doesn't cause you anxiety, what doesn't make you uncomfortable. I mean, a little bit of discomfort's good, but for the most part, do the things that make you happy, right? Don't do things that you know might cause you extra anxiety or anything. So I'm gonna add some splatter. I'm gonna take my brush though, and I'm gonna roll it so there's not so much water. And I'm gonna try to splatter a little bit of yellow down in our foreground here, which I do want to cover up these paints because I don't want them. Okay, let's grab some orange now. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, that's exactly what I was hoping for. Just a little bit of more randomness. And I think I love that. So let's go ahead and drop in a little bit more darker colors for our tree sections, which I had tried to do before, but let's go heavier with that. All right, got some more paint here. Let's just drop in. So it is wet on wet, right? It's very, very wet at this point. So when I'm dropping these colors in, they are going to spread, right? Even if they're thick, they're still gonna spread because this is a pretty dark, they're still gonna spread because it's really wet. Okay, even if there's a dark pigment, it's still, sorry, I got caught up in my moment here. Sometimes you just get caught up in the moment and it's hard to put the words together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, odd numbers I find are better. Odd numbers in nature. Odd numbers in everything, actually. Let's just put maybe a few down here and then maybe one more here. And again, there's mostly just lines with little, you know, extra dots on each side of the lines. We're not really going for a tree shape here. It's more of a suggestion. And you can add a few little, you know, dark areas if you want to. You don't have to. And then what we can do before everything's dry, we can take that scratch and just maybe etch in some, if you want to. You don't have to. Edge in just some scratchy things. Some scratchy little mark making. That's the phrase I'm trying to look for here. Just a little bit of mark making. And there's a big fur hair stuck right there, and I cannot grab it at this time. Oh, there's a few little hairs here, which is a tiny bit of a bummer. Let's see if I can use my rigger to lift that hair out of there. So anything I use is going to introduce more water, right? So I did wet this brush only to be able to pick up the hair, and I'm just going to try to move it. I am moving paint around while I'm doing this, but if I leave it, the hair will stay, and you'll see it later, is what I'm trying to say. So it's best if you can to get the hairs out. They don't just lift up later and they're not just gone like one would hope they would. So I am doing my best impatiently, as you can see, to get this hair out. And I'm just trying to find the best area to, oop, did I get it? I think I got it. Okay. And then what you can do is just kind of go back in and maybe just touch up a little bit. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and dry. Now let's go ahead and add some more trees. we'll add the closer up trees since they will not be as, they'll be closer up so they won't be blurry. So when we pick our spots, you can overlap, like this kind of mess right here, I think I'll overlap since we already know that one was kind of messed up anyway from getting that hair out of there. So I'm just gonna cover it up with this tree. This does lean more towards a desert scene. So something like this, if you were more inclined to add some cacti, I think that would be awesome. I am not that great at cacti, so I'm gonna add my good old pine trees. Maybe this is a late winter day or a late fall day, and we just happen to have some, I like that light in there, so I'm gonna leave that there. Maybe I'm gonna put one right here, just a small one. And before this dries, I do like to take another brush, like a round, and just give the bottoms a little bit of a blend in. So they're not just like floating, so they're a little more anchored into the ground. And then we're going to add maybe just one little one right here. Oops, that was way too much water, so we want to be careful of that. If you do that, what I like to do is I just pick it up. And you can touch that with the heat tool real quick and start again. And then just be mindful to not bring as much water next time. You can dab your brush off on a cloth. So let's actually add one right over here. Now I had the problem of too much water, now I have the problem of not enough. And you know, of course that happens because that's just the way it all is. Take our round brush again. This one got a little heavy down there. That's okay too. A little darker. This is a moodier scene though, so we'll just go with that. And maybe, like I initially had to try to have one here, we'll just put one more right there. There we go. Okay, and again, we'll just not have too much water on our brush, and we'll just kind of buff it out, if you will, just a little bit. Okay, so what we're gonna do is add 2 birds in the sky. Just gonna use something in my palette, a darker color, my Rigger bird brush. And I'm just gonna add 2 little birds right here. There we go. And then lastly, I'm gonna cover up my painting again. I'm gonna grab my cover up my paints so they don't get splatter all over. We're gonna grab our shimmers and let's just pick a gold one. Let's pick this gold one right here. I've got to wet it till you see the shimmer start to move. You're gonna want to dry your brush off so you don't get a bunch of water in there, and then cover what you don't want splatter, because the splatter will go everywhere. I know. Lots of water with shimmer. And we'll just make sure we're getting all over. Okay. Rinse that. Okay, get that out of the way. We did end up using, which one did we use? We used Orlaf. When this tape starts leaking, that's when I ditch the tape. Get new. All right, that was it, our quick little moody. And see, you can see all the water spots. Oh, that's fine with me. I'm not too picky, I don't mind. Kind of looks maybe like it's shrubbery or mountains in the background. That shimmer worked really great with all the other colors. I love the way it looks. I think this is a fun one, fun, quick exploration. And I hope you give it a try. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.